talking about the dominance. We're talking about when it's asked for, you deliver. It doesn't matter if you get 60,000 points. If at the end of this, you go out the second round.
Fam, I appreciate you taking the time to tap in. But man, we're about to barbecue something today, fam. Facts. Mase came from the heavens with the truth hammer. After seeing this clip that we're about to break down, I have a whole new respect for Mase, dog. It's like he was hit with the spirit of the NBA Holy Ghost, and he told the absolute truth. I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. Like, it's so crazy, right? And he said, what Mase said is where all these current stars, ex-NBA stars, WNBA stars, and all these milk-drinking, pay-for-play media idiots are all scared to say, or have some type of agenda up their sleeve. Because after you listen to what he said and we break it down, it's no way that you can even, like, I don't see where you're going to go from here. But you know what it is, right? Because LeBron got the whole NBA shook. Now that, they know he on fire. If you say something that he doesn't like, he'll unfollow you. Or he might run up on you at halftime at a basketball game. So they all scared to death. But Mase said that. And he stood on business, right? He represented that New York mindset, that Harlem swag to the fullest. See, with y'all, with a lot of people, which I don't get, some people, some of us, we don't give a flying about your brag or your clout. We gonna call it like it is. Period. Like it or not. Right? And it's sad to say, but some of your favorite media and sports figures who you idolize as real men, they say it with their chest out and they strong, who walk their own way. They're nothing but puppets, right? With skirts and no panties. And they stay bending over, right? Because the woman who was a guest on this show or come and talk to me with Mase and the girl host, I forgot her name, Stat or something. She started capping for LeBron at first. And Mase had the pause up. He hit her with the pause. Right? And it's the same thing. When you see it, you're gonna recognize it because it's exactly the same thing with these knee pad wearers in the media do. It's the same thing. Except there's no one to put a muzzle on the capping once they start. But listen, I'm not gonna give it all away. Let's get to business. You know the vibes by now, and if you're new here, here's how it goes. I'm gonna break down what Mase had to say for the people in the back who don't get it. Y'all might have heard it and you still don't get it, but I'm gonna help you further. But in return, I need you as my intelligent basketball community to get in the comments and tell me, prove to me, make me believe that I'm wrong, that I'm tripping, and Mase is completely out of his mind. And why, right? Because over here, I listen to you and your voice matters. Let's get it, fam.
Welcome back. Okay, so it's time to have this LeBron discussion. LeBron or LeGoat? That was a legitimate question. He hit another milestone. He reached a total of 50,000 points in the regular season and playoffs.
50,000?
50,000 points.
That's a lot of points. I must admit, as a Jordan fan, that is a lot of points.
Hey, now he just added to the list.
He's added to the list.
Yeah, this is in the Lakers 136-115 win versus the Pelicans. Tristo, we already know LeBron is in a higher tier that kind of just keeps moving up. Is this enough to make him the overall GOAT? How are we feeling? One, about his achievement, and then two, your thoughts overall on LeBron and then the caliber that he's playing at the age he's at.
Yeah, it's crazy that he's third in MVP voting right now at this age, at 21 years into the league. That's ridiculous. And now he has Luka, who's going to take a lot of pressure off of his shoulders, and I think that's going to invigorate him some and probably extend his career. But I don't think anybody who has seen this consistently from LeBron didn't think that this was going to happen. But I don't think anyone's ever going to come anywhere near this number again, right? Like Giannis just scored 20,000, his 20,000 point the day after LeBron scored 50,000. And Giannis has been playing basketball for 12 years. So if he plays another 12 years at this pace, he'll play 24 years in the league and still have 10,000 less points than LeBron. So you see that number and you just go, wow, the longevity. I don't know if longevity at this height can be added to the GOAT discussion. I don't know. Like, it feels like we're getting inching closer and closer and closer. Like, I feel as somebody who grew up in the early 90s, I can't let anyone take Jordan off that pinnacle, off that peak for me. But maybe that's just me being stubborn as an 80s baby.
No, I'm not going to let you do that. I'm not going to even let you lay the groundwork for that.
Yo, facts. Facts upon facts upon facts. Thank you, Mase. Did you see the narrative that was just that she was trying to create? Oh, I must be stubborn because I'm an 80s baby. So now you're trying to speak for all of the people that saw Jordan, that grew up on Jordan, that think he's the GOAT, right? Now you're giving an excuse to all the detractors to act like, oh, we have nostalgia and we just so twisted on our Jordan fandom that we can't give it up and we're just stubborn. No. Like, what are you talking about? And you know what? I say something else too, right? Do you love the game or do you just love the individual? Huh? Because I'm a Jordan fan, I'll admit that. But at the same token, and I know he's the GOAT. Period. However, right? The thing is, it's not being caught with nostalgia. I want to see somebody better than him. I want to see that. Period. I haven't seen it. I'm waiting to see that. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting to see that. Haven't seen it. Where's it at? Where's he at? Yeah, I think what y'all seeing is GOAT status. It's not. Sorry. Continue, Mase.
No. LeBron is great at the longevities he's having. Let's just put apples where apples go and let's put oranges where oranges go. It wouldn't matter if he gets 70,000 points, right? We're not weighing them against points. We're weighing them against the dominance. If I play much longer, I'm gonna get much more points. We're not going by points. If we were going by points, then that means Kareem Abdul-Jabbar would have been the GOAT until LeBron passed him. That's not what we're equating this to.
Exactly. What happened? What are y'all talking about? All of you take your knee pads off. If we was going by that, then Kareem should have been the GOAT, period. And then when LeBron passed him, now he becomes the GOAT because he has the most points. It wasn't even about that. Nobody was even thinking about that. Whoever has the most points has to be the GOAT. How stupid does that sound? If you use critical thought, right? And then the other crazy stuff I hear is, oh, well, LeBron is not a passer, and he still wound up with the Yo, shut up. He really got you psyched into believing, oh, I'm not a passer. Yes, he's not. He's not really. No way. I'm not gonna take that from him. LeBron is a great passer. Absolutely. But he's a scorer as well. I don't want to hear that I'm not a scorer. You are a scorer. How many times have we seen his stat pad at the end of games? If you're not a scorer, then why are you doing that? Continue on.
I think people keep missing the argument because they keep trying to slide in new information. New information doesn't change what it is that we're basing this upon. It could change the numbers, it could change the status of yourself, but it doesn't change. We're talking about the chips, we're talking about the dominance, we're talking about when it's asked for, you deliver. It doesn't matter if you get 60,000 points. If at the end of this you go out the second round, you understanding what I'm saying? Because a girl got a better BBL doesn't make her like, come on now.
Doesn't make you.
Yeah, you're 50 years old and can still wear Daisy Dukes. That don't make you the finest girl ever lived. That just makes
yo, yo, that was the craziest analogy on the planet. Yo, yo, shout out to Mase. And he put it in a language in a way that women can understand. That was amazing. See that, yo, Mase is a master lyricist. Understand what you're dealing with right now. Master lyricist. That's why he was able to paint that picture. And he's absolutely right. Where's he wrong at? Where is he wrong at? Just because you've been here the longest, whoopee do. And then even that part is under scrutiny. Why? Because it's very interesting, right? Nobody is questioning when the dude came into the league, right? 20 years ago, 22 years ago, 22 years later, he's still producing the same output. Think about that. And even for the guys that played the longest, right? And I have no problem with it. But think about this. How you're not playing longer than those guys by a little bit. You're doing it by 10,000 miles, right? The strongest guys, they played to 40 and you saw a significant drop off. But you're not seeing no drop off. Why is that? That's that you're seeing you're not surpassing the boundary. Yo, what we're accustomed to. You are going astronomically past it. But nobody has a problem with it, right? Then nobody can critically think and be like, wait a second, wait, hold on. Wait a minute, right? Something got to be up here. When Barry Bonds was knocking him left and right out the pump, we was like, oh, wow, and his head was growing like a freaking balloon. We was like, yo, say less.
you look good for your age. Looking good for your age doesn't make you the GOAT. And that's what people are doing. They're talking about you looking good for your age. And if you look good for your age, that means you've been looking good for a long time. That still don't make you the baddest ever. Is that correct as a woman? Does that make you the baddest ever?
Ever subjective. Bad for that time.
It make you bad for that time. Exactly. But it doesn't make you the baddest ever because you was able to keep a physique at 60 years old. Hills or whatever it is. And I'm not comparing LeBron. I'm trying to make this a understandable point for ladies. Because if you see a lady that looks good at 53, it doesn't mean she looks better than Vanessa Williams, right?
So when you say that, and I want Trista to finish her point.
Do you understand that point? That y'all don't have to agree with me. Do you understand
I understand.
the point?
I understand.
Yo, did you peep how look, the black chick, her brain is all messed up because she's a little in the clouds. The white girl is all twisted, like they trying to like, yo, he just hit you with a pure fact. Like you can't wiggle around it, you can't change it, you can't do nothing with that. You can't do nothing with that. But listen to the example Shorty tried to make. Like she's fighting hard to to give LeBron some airwaves here, but sis, stop. Like, stop. Y'all like little flies with this shit.
Oh, I understand your point, and I didn't want to go off on a tangent. And I'm going to make this point really, really quick because also to that point,
I hate lies. I hate lies. I really do. I hate lies.
You can say what you want, but to even like compare, like, okay.
Yes, he can say what he wants. And he just said he hates lies. So don't just brush it off. Yo, you can say what you want. No. This is real like this is a real thing, shorty. You can say what you want. No. Man. This is not the this is not the Matrix. This is not the like, you know what I'm saying? This is reality. You see how they just try to casually, yo, you can say what you want by that. Oh my God.
Okay. Best for longevity, baddest for that time. And then for women, I think of like Kim Kardashian, right? She's looked good.
I think of like Kim Kardashian, right? She's looked what? Jesus Christ. That's the problem. This is who y'all are looking up to. These are the people that look at the people and the character and the integrity of the people that y'all looking up to. Just because they got money, y'all slaves to that? Wow.
Good for the longevity of her career, which also in comparison, I'm not saying like Kim Kardashian is the looks of like LeBron in basketball, but like kind of, because that's.
But look up, but like kind of, but yo, it's almost like you ever seen a smart dumb person? No disrespect, but that's the first thing that came to my mind. A smart but ignorant individual. That's what? Her career? What career, man? Please explain what career? A career that she got. How did her career start? Giving blowjobs and then her mother directing the scene and then selling. Like, what are you
the same kind of concept.
Okay. So I'm glad you said that, because the way Kim Kardashian came about her success, for me, I don't value that because of the way she
bang, right? And just in the same respect, we don't value LeBron running from the smoke and teaming up with D Wade and Chris Bosh and taking a helicopter to your chips because you got 2 out of 4 tries, but you still didn't dominate. How you dominated? Because you went to the finals 10,000 times and lost more than half? That's domination? How?
She came about it. To other people that have different morals and different principles, they may look at that and like, so what? She's a billionaire. I don't count money that you get the wrong way. I don't count that. You know what I'm saying? There's some people like, oh, I won 100 games. But you won 100 games on steroids. I feel the same way about rap. If it comes out that these rappers did these things to be at that level, and I'm like, no, bro, I was doing that without doing that. Yeah. So I don't hold a success on the same level.
Yo, what part y'all don't understand about that? Y'all dudes keep saying, yo, it's nostalgia, and you're a Jordan fanboy, and the Jordan fanboy club, and all of that bullshit. Yo, he just explained it to you, clear and plain as day. The success is not the same, dogs. You ran from the smoke. You were supposed to dominate, overcome your adversity, but you took the easy route. We don't respect that. Real ballers don't respect that. So when these clowns, even the ex players that get on TV and try to run this notion that is to be respected and all of this other shit, yo, shut up. Straight like that. And we're not going to dance around it. Shut up. You sound dumb and pathetic, and you sound like a gargler. Because you understand, y'all athletes, y'all of all people should understand the root what competition is and how to get after it and the rules of engagement. Y'all of all people. And y'all trying to sell the people this diluted bullshit. Man, listen.
At that point, even if you were looked at as the GOAT, we're taking that GOAT status down because you got there the wrong way. You didn't
Facts.
get there honestly.
Facts.
You got there, now all this stuff comes out. You got there these ways?
Facts.
Nah, I don't respect that. You ain't
Facts.
nobody. You're actually lower than the people who we thought was under us.
Woo!
That's a really good point, and I kind of want to get your perspective on LeBron more than.
Look at this chick. She's look, her whole energy changed. Now that's a good point. You shut up too, cause you's a bird too. Don't think I didn't see how you was trying to build up to this. 50,000 points. He's the greatest, and we're getting closer to this. Nah, girl, I'm not even messing, and nobody's gonna call it. No, you see, Mase took it easy on you. He really first of all, he didn't let you fall into a ditch and really bury yourself. That's number one. So you should be thanking him, right? And then the way he spanked you, it wasn't really a spanking. He gave it to you as a lesson, right? Like you got off lucky, real, not even lucky. That's just Mase. You know what I'm saying? But come on, I don't respect you, sweetheart. I'm sorry. I see what you tried to do because that's what all of y'all try to do. The same exact thing, especially those that saw Jordan. Hello, he lost this argument when he took the number, when he was jocking the number all the way to doing Space Jam and a powder toss and all these other things. And you didn't really follow the code. You broke code. He lost. He lost his we waiting for the next one. Who's next that could surpass Mike? But wait, my bad. Y'all don't want to compare. Y'all scared to compare because the bar is set too high. Y'all dudes are clowns.
So in that analogy, do you think that there's something besides the amount of rings that is bringing LeBron down in terms of the dominance? Like, do you think
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. It's not just the rings are won. Of course, it's the championships, and there's people who won more championships than Jordan. So it's not just the rings.
Right.
But it's showing up when it counts. Isn't that what makes you great? That you show up when it counts. That's why people love God, because he comes through. He's faithful. He's faithful. Is no excuse for not.
Yo, Mase banged y'all in the head with a God analogy. He say he's faithful. He comes through when it counts. Like, y'all can't say nothing. Yo, listen. How you gonna beat that, fam? I'm waiting. Please, somebody. I'm waiting. How you gonna top that part? Yo, that was it. I don't know what y'all talking about now. Yo, how you gonna top that? Does it get any better than that? He comes through when it counts. Lord Clyde.
Not delivering. That's what I'm more so talking about. It's not the 50,000 points. I said it myself. If LeBron wins a championship with his son, then I could start having that conversation. Until then, I can't have that conversation until you come through, pause, when we really need you to, without excuse. Him joining other people to get those rings, that definitely plays into his legacy. That would be no different than if you find out that I was buying all my cells.
Woo! Did y'all get that? Do you understand that? Do you understand this is not nostalgia? It's deeper than that. Do you understand that Jordan was labeled the GOAT, right? Before he won a chip. I don't know what Gil or any of these up be talking about, right? That season that we saw, that 88 season, that by far, that is the best season in NBA history besides what Wilt did. Okay? By far. And it came from a 6'6" shooting guard, flying through and over every night, 82 games a season. That's what we saw that whole season on the offensive end, the defensive end, all kind of shit. And we was like, yo, what are we looking at? This is an android from the future. That's what we was thinking. You understand? Every night. Every night. None of this low management bullshit. None of this stuff that y'all accept. And that y'all have been brainwashed to think it's the greatest thing that ever happened. Huh? Stop it.
That plays into how we look at you, right? We can't throw that away. We can't highlight the things that you do good and turn a blind eye on the things that weren't correct. Is that
Right.
correct? Or we just, because that's what I'm talking about. You joining teams, you're moving stuff around so you can, it's like me going in a park and there's 2 7-footers and all other kids are 5'10". And I picked the 2 7-footers and I'm playing against all of the kids 5'10", but you want me to believe that you did something?
Yo, did you understand that analogy? For all of y'all slow people, for all of y'all real slow people, right? Do you get it? That's like what LeBron did is equivalent to going to the park, picking 2 7-footers, but he's a 7-footer himself. So 3 7-footers on one team, and everybody else in the park are little dudes. Whoopie doo, you want a chick. But how about this part? Even with you and your 2 7-footers, you still got spanked. Oh my God. Yo, say less, man. Say less. Mike didn't need that. Do you see what we talking about? Or y'all still stuck on dummy? Huh?
No, you were playing with, you stacked your team. You stacked your team.
And then the question that I have though about the longevity, the female analogy, the women analogy, do you think if you're the baddest girl in your senior year in high school through like sophomore year in college,
Yeah.
and then you fall off
Mm-hmm.
like rim check Jordan Wizards, and you have a short but high peak, but then you have somebody who's like maybe slightly not as hot, but is hot like Halle Berry into her 50s. You don't weigh those things at all. It's just like whatever your peak is, even though you might have fallen off of a cliff in your early 20s.
No, I do see that point. But Joy,
Yo, do you see this chick? Yo, you really trying it? Really? That's what we doing? Is that what we doing? Is that what we doing? That's the best you can do. That was such a wave. In this analogy, yo, y'all really think people are dumb, huh? Do y'all think we that stupid that we can't discern the mental backflips that y'all be trying? Like, go ahead, Mase.
Jordan didn't have that. That's why I'm trying to say that. That will be very much true. I'm a realist. I'm going to weigh both sides. Like if LeBron comes and he gets, let's say, 5 championships and he didn't run to Miami to get it, he would definitely be in that. He would definitely be right there with Jordan, right there where you can even say, okay, some people could put him over him. And I wouldn't be mad at that. But the things that certain players have done to get their rings, that's different. That's different for my mindset. Man,
That's different for a lot of people, man. That's how that's exactly what the point of contention is. Period. He didn't go about it like a true gladiator, like a true warrior. He didn't go through the adversity. He took the helicopter to the top of the mountain. And now you get to call yourself the greatest? Nah, bro. Nah. But yet, and then you get arrogant about it. Like, F that. F with just, no, you broke code. That's almost like a snitch. A snitch does what? He's down. He's supposed to be down with you, but then he tells him he breaks the code. He breaks the brotherhood. He breaks the site. Like, why would you do that? Why would you try just for your own narcissistic gain, bro? Yeah, that's you messed up the game that I fell in love with, fam.
And I'm not the end all say all to anything, but I'm just here to voice that opinion because when you do certain things like that, I can't deem it as the same. Are you a great basketball player? Yes. Do you have the most points?
Facts.
Yes. Have you been the
Facts.
best for the longest? Yes. But that don't make you the best.
Right.
Hmm.
Bong! Booyah! What was that song? Booyaka, 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 booyaka. What happened? That does not make you the best, fam. You did okay for yourself, right? And you actually got everybody up in a tizzy. You got your name popping. You copy the man down to his jock strap. So of course you're gonna already be in like you took his shine. That's how you needed to shine. You had to take from him. You had to take from him to shine. Great, good job. Give him a stand, give him a round of applause. But you're not the GOAT.
That's that. But Trista, so I just need a little final
Because when we needed
answer.
you to be the best, you walked off. When we needed you to be the best, you blamed other people. So we got to keep all of that on the same
Some
scale.
energy.
The guy I'm
Facts.
talking about, when his dad died, he delivered. When he had
Yo, and you see that? Yo, salute the mates. Because all of y'all crumbs, right? Like yo, all of y'all that call him a quitter and all this other bullshit, y'all are really the scum of the earth. All right. For when the man's father was murdered and he took time off to get himself right, to get his mind right, the biggest start right in the middle of his epic run. He had to recharge because of the death of his father. He had to mentally get himself right. And he's a quitter, right? He's a quit. Yo, y'all people, y'all are really the scum of the earth. Right? I don't know. Maybe you never had a parent. Your parents might still be living. Or you never had a parent that was murdered, brutally murdered, shot to death. Right? Y'all are the scum of the freaking earth. And I stand on that, bro. Thank you, Mase. He still delivered. He came back and gave you 3 more. What happened? He came back and gave you 3 more. Y'all still couldn't stop him. Could this dude do it? Could he do that? I don't think. Nah, he can't. Oh, wait, my bad. He can't even give you 3 in a row. My bad.
the flu, he delivered. He never gave us an excuse for not delivering. That's why we still wear Jordans instead of LeBrons. That's why we wear them.
Woo! Oh God. Yo, Mase coming with the lava. You know, they always try to say, oh, it's the sneakers. Dog, the sneakers would not be relevant to this day if he didn't do what he did and he didn't put on a show that he put on. They wouldn't be relevant. I don't care what you're talking about. Somebody else would have came and took that spot, but they couldn't take it. You know why? Because of the greatness that existed. You can't erase that, man. We saw that. That's why this thing is still 40 years later, still selling out. Nobody give about LeBron. What? Oh my God. But I ain't gonna front. I saw some joints of LeBron's. I might have to cop them. They was pretty cool. Ha ha. Thank you, Mase.
That's fair. That's fair. Do you put Steph Curry then over LeBron because Steph didn't ever leave a team, even though he inherited
Yes,
a
I'm
really
glad you
great team?
now you're getting my mindset. I actually hold Kobe over LeBron to me.
Bang. Yo, Mase is coming with the ether and the fire and the desire all at once, man. Shout out, salute to Kobe. Finally, How you put this over Kobe? Huh? How? Kobe got 3 with Shaq. Shaq wouldn't have got those 3 if it wasn't for Kobe. Let's talk about that. However, guess what? Kobe got 2 without Shaq, and his body started breaking down. He might have had 3. He might have had 3. So how does this dude get the leapfrog over Kobe? Especially in that era where the defense is not as brutal as it was when they played. Huh? So that means it's not the same level of competition, right? Could LeBron sustain all those hits that these smaller players were enduring and still be as healthy as lucky to be as healthy as he's been his whole career? Huh? Just like they say Tom Brady is the greatest. That's a little skewed because he didn't have to play in the defensive era. They changed the defensive rules. Could he have taken some of those hits that Terry Bradshaw was taking and still had his career until he was 45 or in mid 40s? Could he have sustained some of those hits some of these other quarterbacks were taking? Could some of these guys sustain those hits, and still have these long careers to put up these insane milestones with yardage, etc., etc.? Exactly. Think about it. So you're not facing the same level of defensive intensity. So you're not accomplishing under the same circumstances or even fiercer circumstances. It's easier. Yo, you had a European player say it's easier to score in the NBA. That's crazy to me.
Because with everything people saying, Kobe got his 5 championships with the team he was with. When they went down, he went down with his team. When they came up, he came up with his team. He never felt like he had to go to play with Ray Allen to win. He put the team on his shoulders. When people said, well, you only got those because Shaq was with you. He got them without Shaq, without moving. Same location. Y'all come play with me. Can't say you're the king if you following other people to play.
Woo! Ooh! Yo, you know what? Half of y'all not going to even understand what he's talking about. I just thought about it, right? Y'all don't even understand that concept because everything is, hunky-dory. Y'all don't even understand what half of you so-called men, you can't even conceptualize what that man just said. The king, if you are king, the people follow you.
Not where I come from. You can't do that. And I know today we have better media and we have better access to the media. We didn't have internet and stuff like that. So you can paint narratives. But even when people act a certain way, when they get around real men, we know who's who. We know who's who.
Facts. So all this they be talking about from Kendrick Perkins to Richard Jefferson to Gilbert Arenas to all these other bruh, Shannon Sharp, Nick Wright, bruh, right? I'm not going to challenge their manhood. I ain't gonna do that. However, when it comes to this basketball goat shit, I challenge your manhood on that. Huh? I challenge you on that. What happened? Like Mase just said, when you get around real ball, they like, yo, what are we doing here? That's why LeBron is still asking, I want my damn respect. Who says that? Why you feel the need to say that? You know why? Because he's insecure and he knows that the real goats, the real ballers that did it and went through the mud, they don't really respect you. They might smile in his face, ha ha ha, he, kiki, but in their mind, they like, yo, you a chump. Period. End the story. And most of your supporters are chumps for how they think because they can't think, outside the box.
You can lie to other people. You can't lie to people like me. And that's probably why people don't like my takes. Because you can't lie to me. You can lie to other people that's infatuated with things you've done. But I can see through it.
Facts. Look,
great basketball player.
Look.
Number 3 still to me. Number 3. That's high though.
3 is questionable.
And then Steph or Magic or who?
I can't really say right now because I'm really in this heated discussion. Is Jordan, is Kobe. People be disrespectful putting LeBron before Kobe. LeBron is not before Kobe. Kobe got 5. Kobe was as dominant. There's nobody that would say LeBron is way more dominant than Kobe. What are y'all talking about?
Facts.
Did Kobe not exist?
Right.
What are we talking about? When Kobe was here, was he dominating Kobe? Where are we getting this from?
I agree. I think that Kobe is.
Oh, now I agree. She changed the whole tune. Shorty, I see you. Look at her. Look, yo. Oh my God. Yo, shout out, whatever her name is, yo, shout out to her, man. That's crazy. Her whole shit changed. Look, cheeks is flushed. I agree with you. Yo. Whatever.
Is probably one of the most disrespectful superstars or disrespected superstars that we have. Like the fact that he's not in GOAT discussions like all the time is insane to me. Like that's insane to me, especially as somebody who grew up hating the Lakers, watching every Laker game as.
Yo, stop it. Because you was sounding like you was ready to suck, you was ready to drink the king's milk. That's what you was sounding like. Don't try it now. Oh, see? This is what I'm talking about.
The Portland Trailblazer fan, like he was a killer. He was like as clutch as they came. And he had a mentality that, is sort of like doesn't exist anymore. As much as guys want to say they have the Mamba mentality, not many people do.
Well,
I agree with that take.
Yeah, I want to add to that because I do. First of all, like Steph Curry is my GOAT, but I think Kobe is.
See, you got to stop with this. My GOAT. Steph Curry is my GOAT. We said, how disrespectful is that? Nobody asked you for your 2 cents, right? Steph Curry is my GOAT. Say something else. Steph Curry is my favorite player. Steph Curry is the best player I've seen. I like Steph Curry the best. Don't put GOAT in it because it's only one. That's the problem. Everybody got to, a GOAT could be the GOAT. Yo, see, y'all got me started. Come on, man. Stop doing that shit. Steph Curry is my GOAT, and I love Steph. I think, and actually, that's the real argument because I think Steph is creeping up on LeBron if he hasn't already. That's the conversation we need to have. First we got to get over this keep Mike and Kobe out of it. The conversation is Steph and LeBron. Oh, that's a video.
Is definitely up there.
Y'all can say thank you. All right, all of you that watch my joints, this, that, and the third, say thank you. You're welcome. Just give me a shout out. I appreciate you.
I think one of the things about it, especially with not to be the voice of Gen Z, but people, I don't think we ever leave Kobe out of the conversation or out of the discussion because he definitely.
No, don't cap. Yes, they do. All right, you trying to pacify the situation. Don't do that. We don't ever leave. Yes, y'all do. Because all it is yo, LeBron. Yes, y'all do. That's a fact. So stop. You capping right now. Look at you. You look like an actress. All y'all motherfuckers with this. Go ahead, man.
Definitely is stamped there. Top tier. He's the GOAT. I really feel like he's even in his own lane, but I do think that people are.
Why you keep calling everybody the GOAT, sis? Huh? That's what got me tight with you. You calling everybody the GOAT. It's like you could just toss it around like it doesn't have any value. It's not sacred anymore. It's almost like, you know, a dude could wake up tomorrow and be like, you know what, I want to be a girl, or I want to be a horse, or I want to be a rabbit. Yeah, this person is a GOAT. Draymond is the GOAT. Such and such is the GOAT. The GOAT, the GOAT, the GOAT, the GOAT, the GOAT is losing its value. That's the issue.
Especially younger generations, are entertained by what's currently in their face.
Yeah.
It's the attention span thing.
Of the moment. Prisoners of the moment. Because is nothing you go back and look at and say, okay, oh, this is that much greater than this. So I wonder, where do they get this narrative from? Probably because they watch ESPN or they watch these major old networks that feed this information and come up with stats and come up with ideas that make people focus in on that one part and say, oh, yeah, he got 60,000 points. Okay. And Wilt Chamberlain had 100, but we don't bring him up. Right. And what's his name? And Bill Russell.
Yeah.
And all of these people had 10 rings or whatever they got, but we don't call them the GOAT. We call you the GOAT because you're the greatest of all time, not the most points of all time.
Woo! Get it? The greatest of all time, not the most points of all time. Yo, Mase is rapping right now, fam.
Not the most blocks of all time, the greatest of all time. I mean, we put these two people on the stage. Let's define what the greatest of all time is. We put these two on the stage, and this one outperforms the other one every single time. So I'm saying, if you put Jordan and LeBron on the stage, Jordan will outperform him every time. If you put Jordan and Kobe on the same stage in a prime, Kobe would outperform him every time. That's what we're going off. Because I even have a hard putting Magic under him, but I understand. He may, with this athleticism, outperform Magic every time. And I'm okay with that. As long as it's the truth, I'm okay with it. I don't like when people are biased because they like a person, or they're biased because they need an interview, or they're biased because they have financial gain to why they're saying what they're saying.
Woo! Yo, Mase is preaching, yeah? Do you understand most of these? First of all, Clutch Media or Clutch Sports or whatever you want to call it, they very powerful entity, right? So the incentive, they sign agents, control deals, etc., etc. They are in the middle of the money. So therefore, people are gonna be emboldened to LeBron off top because y'all are sausage eaters. Right? Let me say nice things. Let me not, express my real opinion because I might need a job at Clutch, or I might want to, I want to be around where I can gain or get an advantage or make some money with LeBron. I mean, I can't, you know what? At the end of the day, if that's your hustle, I can't be mad at that. Right? Because that's how the world, everybody is not talented enough to not have to do that and still make it. Feel me? Some of us, we have to get on our knees, right? Some of us gotta get, you just gotta get on your knees to get ahead. It is what it is, right? Fuck it. Forget your pride, all that. Just get on your knees. Go, 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 go. That's it.
Very, very.
And everybody I hear talk about this conversation have an agenda in the conversation.
Woo!
So you never get the truth from people who have an agenda for why they're saying what they're saying.
Woo!
That's bias either against the person or bias for the person. You couldn't name one person that had this discussion. Probably. You probably could. But I don't see one as of yet that I've heard of that wasn't either bias against LeBron or bias for LeBron.
Well, and that's a great point. I know we have other topics to get to, Stat, but I think that's a really great point in terms of how major media networks operate that people don't necessarily know.
Yeah.
Is that like your opinions are not in.
Excuse me. You just tried to operate like that, but me straighten your ass out. That's what happened. Hey, yo, this is classic. This is classic. This is you talking about the very people that you down with. Like you just tried to pull that stunt, but Mace caught you mid-flight.
In a vacuum. The things that you say on television, on whatever channel you're on, that ends up going up the food chain, and the leagues that you spend money to broadcast their games on your channel, they come in and they're like, hey, we don't like what this person is saying. And so that there's like you said, there's interviews that you can get iced out of. There's opportunities that you.
Look at that. She said it's interviews that you get iced out of, opportunities. Right. This is what Clutch Sports and his media, that's why he got media people scout or it's a whole network behind the scenes that we have no idea about, that we don't see every day. Strings that are getting pulled. Right? So if you don't say nice things, you better big up Bronny. You better apologize. You better do this because you know what I'm saying? What? Yo, listen. We do it every day. You know, I can't be mad at y'all. I cannot, I kind of understand, and it's sad, but it is what it is. You have to acquiesce to get ahead in this game. Nick Wright, he did it with no shame. Shannon Sharp, no shame. No shame. No shame. Because you can't justify. You can't truly in your heart of hearts justify all of this malarkey. Can't.
You can get iced out of, or opportunities where you can really elevate your career and your stature based on the opinion and whether that aligns with those who are in power. And that's.
Look what she said, and this is coming from the white girl. She said, based on your opinion or those who are aligned with power. What? There you go. She's giving you the jewels of this whole campaign. People are afraid. They don't truly believe this shit, but they're afraid to speak out against the king because the king is powerful and he'll unfollow you or run down on you at a game.
That's a big problem, and I think that's what makes this show and shows, in the internet space so unique, because you guys are not beholden, and I am not beholden to any opinion, because nobody is control.
You are beholden because you was about to try it, shorty. Stop. Come on, man. See, this is what I'm talking about, y'all. Yo, don't you hate when somebody tries to insult your intelligence? And it's like these people really believe that when we watch them, we don't have any brains and we just are a bunch of dumb rocks. Rocks are living things too, by the way.
Controlling my opinion through their purse strings or through their rights deals or the networks that sort of have this like big weight behind them.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, walk in this media space, is because when I assessed it, I just saw a lot of people that were giving takes, but they were giving takes that were bought takes. They were bought narratives. They were just there as the mouthpiece, but they were speaking for somebody that wasn't present. And so for example, even the way people interview you, they can make you look good or bad by the way they ask the question. Somebody can say, well, put me on the cover and say, is Mase serious? Right? So is Mase serious now puts the shade or the cloud over him to say he's not serious.
Right.
Is by the way you pose the question. Or you could go in there and say, Mase is doing a phenomenal job. This is how hip hop should evolve, right? So it's the way you write a thing that determines how people will take it.
Yo, Mace is breaking it down on a subliminal level y'all not even comprehending. Yo, this is some next level. Like, he's telling y'all what the programming that exists that they trying to infuse it. This is like some real Matrix shit. Real talk.
Begin to perceive it. And that's part of marketing, right? So it's the same thing that's happening on these platforms. And that's why, is kind of sad because this generation is growing up in a time where people are forcing, and not that it wasn't in our day, but I just could see it more now as I got older. Let me say it like that. As I got older, I could see how the media is just pushing what they need you to believe. So things don't be the way they should be. And it's just a real heartbreaking situation.
Well, to your point, because you always say this, in the end, time will always tell. And I think
Yep.
people have trouble understanding things that they don't see, because you brought up Will Chamberlain, and I haven't seen that 100-point game. Then you even brought up Bill Russell. You got 11 rings. I didn't watch his 11 rings. But also it's like, I haven't seen God and I know he's real.
Yeah.
So it really depends on.
Yo, Stan, shout out to you because I was a little hard on you. That was the best thing, the smartest thing you said this whole time. That's a fact. And that hit hard. She said, I didn't see God, but I know he's real. That was a very powerful analogy, right? To her point. And she's not saying that Mike is God. She's just making a very astute point. Some of y'all clowns are gonna jump off the cliff. Oh, why she compare him Jordan? Yo, like, stop. Stop. Y'all are ridiculous. Salute. See, Stat, I'm gonna give you your props when it's deserved, but when you like on some goofy shit, I gotta call it out. Period.
On how you think. And I think that, when it's all said and done, then those conversations can be better had.
Yeah, just like we was talking about the Mavs, right? And I said they made a bad decision, and time will tell you that, right? So then the next day, Kyrie is out for the year. So then are we ready to say that was a bad decision?
Fam, there's really not much to say after that. All right? And listen, if I offended you during my commentary, I know it was a little strong. Truly apologize. It was really more my passion, coming out than disrespect. However, you also need to acknowledge that only hit dogs holler. So if you was offended, maybe you should look in the mirror and check yourself and think about your thought process. The points made here were amazing and can't be written off as just hate or something of that nature. All right? With that being said, fam, hit in those comments and light and fire. Facts. Because if I'm wrong, tell me. Let me know I'm wrong. Let me know how. But if I'm right and Mase is right, give us the flowers, fam. Feel me? On your way out, please like and share if you enjoyed the content. All right? And if you feel froggy, go ahead and leap to subscribe and get this work first. All right? I love you all. Till the next video, be safe. Always keep it real with yourself first. And God bless.